Hi guys, trying something new on this. Um, please, please do not lose faith. Please do not start listening to even close friends. I have someone who has a minister friend, and apparently a good friend, and they talk to him a lot. The minister does not believe, he doesn't think that Jesus is coming for another 7 or so years. And so this is very defeating to our friend. See, it's faith. It's faith. Okay. What you have to do is look at your walk. Look at your walk. Look at your breadcrumbs. Look at your breadcrumbs. Look where look where He has led you. Look what He has taught you. Look what breadcrumbs He's laid in front of you to get you to the place that He has you now, knowing what He has you know now. Does that make sense? This is what happens. We forget that fast. Just that fast we forget. We start to crumble. Some. Not all the way. But we start getting defeated. And we start getting anxiety. And this is all the stuff that He has been saying, don't do. Don't do. Not everyone's eyes are opened. They're not. It doesn't matter how good they are. It doesn't matter if they're good. It doesn't matter if they're a minister. Look around the world. Look how many aren't getting it at all. Okay? They're not getting it. The minister friend, it's because of his lack of faith. You know that, don't you? It's his lack of faith. He doesn't want to believe it. He won't let himself believe it. Okay? So it's something there with his own faith. And because the Lord has not removed the scales from his eyes to know the steps we're in now. And it's heartbreaking, but that's what it is. So remain friends with them, but don't listen to them unless you believe it. If you believe that, then listen to him. Because you have to. We all start, some days wake up and think, oh, what about none of this is true? What about none of this is true? None of this is going to happen. Nothing. Just in false hope. False whatever. Where's that falseness come from? We all at times, for a split second, the thought would come in my mind and think, what about if I'm, but right then I gotta get rid of it. Because you know why? Because I stop right then when doubt starts to enter into my mind. Right then I start remembering. I start remembering everything that He has done, okay, supernaturally, to get me here, to get my sight and my hearing to see and to hear what He has taught and what He's placed out there for us to know now. Everything I've learned. But you have to look at your own walk, because that is where that's where He's spoken to you. That's where your signs are, that He has led you, the breadcrumbs. So when you start getting that doubt, first of all, okay, just stop and look, okay, where He's brought you, okay? Because, and then you got to know, well, of course He's going to do that. He's brought me this far. He's led me here because you know what you've prayed. I know what I've prayed. You know what you've prayed. We all know what we spoke to the Lord about. And He's not a trickster. He's not a liar. Okay? He's not any of those things. So where He led you, you're supposed to be. What you've learned, you were supposed to be taught. You're supposed to learn, you're supposed to hear, you're supposed to see. All right? When we let doubt into that, let's a whole lot of other things in. Not everybody, this is the thing, it's not everybody, you know, is blessed to the point of the divine wisdom, okay? Divine knowledge, divine understanding, divine sight, and divine hearing. That's why I always say, pray in the Spirit, pray for divine. Because he says that the people that don't have open eyes, I mean, they're his children, right? But those that don't have any more knowledge than that, they don't stand any, they just stand in that one place. They know him, they love him, they know the book, they know the Bible, but they can't see what's in front of them right now. They can't, it doesn't settle in their spirit. They don't have that spirit upon them for that divine wisdom and divine understanding. He says, well, you know what? Not everybody has that, because I give them what they pray for, and they don't pray for it. That's all they ask for. They ask for my word, and that's all I give them, is my word. I don't give them anything else. So, that's what he does. The minute you start, right now, I see what he's doing. I'm telling you, I see what he's doing. Do I wish that he would just be here now? Yes, and I truly believe he would have been here before now. I truly believe that there was a time that he had planned to come, and that he didn't delay. Okay, he's loving, and he doesn't want anyone to perish, and he extended his mercy, is what he did. You know, he mentions teenagers, and you know, that younger adult that he's trying to pull in. He really is. He's trying to save many of them. So if you have children at that age, he's trying to bring them further. He's trying to get more. That's what he's trying to do. There's a time that each person is to come to him, right? And you have to understand, this battle, is huge, huge. The spiritual battle between the angels and the demons, oh my God, it is massive, massive, okay? Big. He's not delayed. He extended his mercy out for more, because there's not very many of us. When you look around, you see a lot of Christians, or what we think, because we go to see the churches full. But consider the population of the world, really. Consider the population of the world, and consider how few there are of us. Then take that, and then, you know, a fourth of that is the bride. You know what I'm saying? Is the watchers, is the ones that are really ready. The rest are the sleeping church. You know, God darn, he's got to be heartbroken. Got to be heartbroken. There's got to be more than that. Come on, there's got to be more of you than that. I'm doing everything I can, except physically announce it from the heavens. But you have to understand, God has his own way. Faith is huge for him. Huge. In the Old Testament and in the New Testament, much of what he allowed was because of faith. You know, it's just like Adam and Eve. It's just like the Satan. You know, the serpent was in the Garden of Eden, and he was contained to that tree. Okay, God had to know all this was going to take place. Of course he did. See, Satan, he wanted out the gate. He wanted out of the garden. But see, as long as they were in there and everything was all wonderful, he was stuck there. He couldn't get out. So, by putting all that other into motion, He knew God. He knew how God worked. He knew he knew God's laws. He knew God's ways. He knew God. So he knew what to do. And he did it. And there again, the doors were open. The gate, to Eden was open, and the serpent slithered out. So, why'd God allow this? Faith. Faith. Because it's a form of worship. Do you understand? Everything is a form of worship to the Lord. I mean, different things that he allows in our walk or in our life. There might be things that are allowed in our life that we don't understand. But it's done to teach us, but it's done to strengthen our faith, but it's also done as a form of worship, okay? Because God loves us to worship him, and worship comes in many different forms, all right? And so a lot of the things he did through the Old and the New Testament, he did for test of faith and for a form of worship, okay? Form of worship. That's what you have to know you're in now. You're in now. He stand in what you know. Stand in the God, our God, Jehovah, Yahweh. Stand in him, in Jesus' name, and know what he's done, and know where he's brought you, know what he's put in front of you, know your breadcrumbs, know your hearing, know him, okay? Because don't start listening. You have to stand firm, because there's going to be falling away, okay, over this, falling away, falling away, falling away. There is a sequence of events that have to take place. Israel's our gauge. He said, you watch Israel and you'll know, because Israel's your gauge. Well, look what's going on in Israel. It has to place. Don't listen. Don't listen to the ones who think he's coming in 7 years or something. I will tell you, there ain't no way. No way. No way. No way. Because soon, very shortly, he's going to he's going to bring out some prophetic teaching. So a lot's going to be let out. You know what I'm saying? He's going to release a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I don't even know how to explain it. I totally believe, from what I've been taught, he is going to bless us here on earth before we go. Alright? I have to write them down. I'm so bad about that. The verses in the Bible where he talks about that, and he says, what he will give, and on earth as it is in heaven. But I will give, I will do, I will, always. Again, what I've come to find out, all of this stuff, they're just not words. They're true. They are true. Okay? So, he can do anything. But I believe that he is going to work these, oh my gosh, supernatural, heavenly wonders in our lives right before we go. I do. Because it's going to show, those naysayers and the ones that spoke bad of us, the non-believers. It's going to show them he kept his promise. And look what they got. Because they loved me, they were faithful. Faith. They were faithful. They stood, and they stood firm. You know, they did what I asked, and it's going to show. Again, remember, everything we leave is for the ones that stay. Again, it's going to give them hope. It's going to give them hope. It's just that it's that reinforcement. But these blessings, I mean, whatever it is he's going to do, he's going to do before we go. I mean, it might be right before we go, but it's going to be before we go. He's going to do great things. I'm telling you, I know he's going to do this. He will move us wherever we need to be moved. He will do whatever he's going to do. He's going to do it. He's going to keep those promises. And God darn it, I wish I would have wrote those down from in the Bible, the different verses. I wish I would have wrote them down. They're all through there. Again, we just don't think about it. We just don't think. But he's talking here before we leave. That's what he's doing. He's talking here before we leave. And he's going to do it before we leave. You know, see, we were all wrong. We were all wrong. There's so much that's going to happen. We all thought it, because that's how we were taught, that how the rapture was going to happen. And that everybody who, you know, believed in Jesus was just going to get to go. There is things, it's not that way. There are things that, because, okay, we've read how bad this is going to be. We've read all of this so many times. But now he wants you to know it. He wants you to feel it. He wants you to understand how huge this is. That's the key. You have to take it off the pages, okay? Put it in your spirit, because that's where it has to live. You have to know that. I'm sorry, I'm checking on the baby. She's sleeping. Because everybody thought they'd be gone before all this stuff happened. The thing is, okay, we're going to be here to see something, okay? Because we have to see something. He says, but don't worry, I've got you. I've got you. Don't worry about it. When all that happens, I've got you. And this is what he's been building us for, okay? So we can stand strong, stand firm, be his people, be his bride, give that encouragement and give that whatever is needed for those that are left to make it to that next point, okay? We have responsibilities. That's it. As his bride, we have responsibilities. We just don't leave and, woo, bye, you know, go. No. No. We have responsibilities as a bride. We do. We're co-heirs of the kingdom. Okay? We're co-heirs of the kingdom of God, kingdom of heaven. You don't think there's going to be some stuff that comes with that? Yes. That's what he's trying to teach us. That's what he's trying to teach us. So you can't fall right away when you start getting on. You can't. You have to know. You have to know. You have to look in your walk, because you know you and your God. You know him. You know what he's done for you. You know what he's told you. You know what he showed you. You know all of this. Don't forget it. But it's different, I'm telling you, because this is so big. Okay? We got some responsibilities that he's going to have us do. All right? And he's going to make sure that this vessel is not going to crack. But the rewards, again, we don't understand the rewards. Okay? Again, we read about them, we talked about them, we get excited about them, and we say, well, I don't even care if I ever get anything, just as long as I'm up there, you know? That's how we think, right? We says, don't limit me, okay? I mean, because by not understanding the glory of the rewards, okay, and the treasures that he has for us, you're insulting, kind of, okay? Because it's like, can't I do anything? You know, is anything too big for me? It's what He's promised all this time. And now He gets to deliver. Okay? So when you doubt His good gifts, kind of hurt His feelings, I think. You know? You got to just know, well, I know, I'm getting something really good. You know? Yeah, I'm getting something really, really good. Because if you say, well, as long as I'm just there, you know, I don't have to have anything. Don't say that. Because this is huge for God. Huge. He's talked about these promises for 6,000 years. Okay? So it's not just a little thing. It's major. Major, major, major. And so are these days. Again, been talked about for these days ahead. There's a lot that people just don't realize. They just don't realize because of how we've been taught. We've been taught it's going to go this way, and bam, bam. Not going to happen that way. And again, Matthew's out of sequence. Matthew 24 is out of sequence. You can believe me. You don't have to believe me. Okay? But it's out of sequence. There are places in the Bible that are out of sequence, okay? There are whole books removed, right? Again, Enoch. And Enoch says it was allowed because really my book was for this time, okay? And God allowed it basically because of the prophecies, but because of the day where he walked, see, with the fallen. They're for now because it's going to repeat, it's going to move back, and we're going to need the book of Enoch now where it was never needed before. So I'm telling you, if you've not read the book of Enoch and Enoch's books, read them. Read them. Read them. You know, you gotta let them removed. You know, again, faith, but you're doing yourself a disservice by not reading them. And believe me. Well, you don't have to believe me again. You don't have to believe me. Oh, it's not in the Bible. It should have been. Absolutely should have been. Enoch is a witness, and so is Elijah. Okay? And I'm telling you, Enoch's book was written for now. God allowed it removed by the enemy. The enemy didn't want it in there because it told of what this time. Okay? And so wanted to discredit one of the major pieces of the puzzle that we needed. Okay? A major armor, you know, major book. I don't know. But don't get down. Don't get down at all. It's all right there. Again, markers. Everything is a marker. Everything. Even, okay, not only the disasters and the destruction and the things, those digs, the unearthing all that stuff, another markers. Okay? That's huge information. Those are it's the littlest things that people don't pay attention to. Markers. But please, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt it, and don't doubt Him. Okay? Don't listen to the other people. Don't listen to them. It's a faith thing. Okay? It's a faith thing. And God has not allowed them to see. And it's a shame. It's such a shame. It doesn't matter if it's a minister. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of them. A lot of them with scaled eyes. Okay? So, please. But just know it's not... See, our expectations of how this was going to play out is different than how it's going to play out. Okay? It is. It is. It is so big. It is so big of what's coming and what's going to happen. So much bigger than you can imagine. In the United States, it has... Oh, United States is just going to get spanked so bad. A lot of lives lost. A lot of lives lost. You know, He's going to portion out the land of the United States. He's going to portion out the land. False delusions. God's going to Okay, the video's gone long enough now, but please, please don't, and do not cut yourself short on your treasures, please, because you have to think about this. You know how long God's waited? Oh, it's like so excited, had to give us these gifts and these treasures and all that He has waiting for us. He's waited all these years. We're right there. We're right there. They got big old bows on them. They're just all shined and ready. And if you take that lightly, kind of hurt His feelings, okay? And don't think you're not deserving. He's the one who judges who's deserving. All right? Remember, you're going to probably see people that you didn't think you'd see there. It's all about the heart, okay? And we don't always know the story. We don't always know the story, but it's about the heart, okay? And it doesn't matter how good we think somebody is or how bad somebody is. It's their heart. And Jesus knows. Jesus knows. Okay, I'll talk to you in a bit. See you soon.